This week on Cruisin' New England. Most people don't know that one of the finest cars ever built was built in Hartford, Connecticut, not far from where the Big E is. I'm Paul Manette, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Cruisin' New England. Today I'm in West Springfield, Massachusetts at the Big E. Today we're going to have a look at my Circle of Champions cars, and later on in the show, we're off to the Barnes Museum to take you back in time. All this and more on Cruisin' New England. All my life, I've been cruising New England, meeting great people, visiting amazing places, and discovering wonderful classic and custom car collections, nostalgic automobilia, and so much more. Come on and join our adventure. I'm Paul Manette. Let's go cruising. Closed captioning for Cruisin' New England on Nesson is being brought to you by New England Recycling. Waste put to work.
This episode of Cruisin' New England with Paul Manette is brought to you by McMulkin Chevrolet, New England's largest volume Corvette dealer.
Hi, I'm Sam Grundy and this is my dad. Here at Grundy Insurance, we've been insuring your collector cars with agreed values at incredible rates for years. Now, through our MVP program, we can offer those same great rates for your daily drivers as well.
MVP, the motor vehicle program. We can cover daily drivers, exotics, antiques, all in one policy with exceptional service, exceptional rates, and great coverage.
See how much Grundy can save you in your garage today.
To get a quote or learn more, call us today or visit us at grundy.com.
Find out what's happening. Get up-to-date information as I travel throughout New England and beyond. To get exclusive information and behind-the-scenes photos, join me on Facebook. Hi, I'm Paul Manette, and I want to tell you about my new book, Collections American Style. I've teamed up with Berkshire Hills Publishing to create this beautiful full-color limited edition book. It features hundreds of full-color photographs, collector profiles, and historical tidbits. You'll see some of the finest automobile collections in the country, and memorabilia from The Wizard of Oz to the world's largest Kodak camera collection. Reserve your copy today at cruisingNewEngland.com.
Make it McMulkin Chevrolet, New England's largest volume new Corvette dealership.
While cruising New England, check out McMulkin, where there's always 250 new Corvettes to choose from. And a large selection of rare vintage classics, like this 1967 427 Tri-Power Corvette, or this classic 1969 Z28 Camaro, to a 1962 340 horsepower Corvette. Check them out at McMulkin.net.
The Thompson Auto Group.
We're back at the Big E in West Springfield, Massachusetts at the Circle of Champions display. Now I'm here with Walt Nelson. Walt, you've brought one of the nicest trucks I've ever seen in the history of Cruisin' Magazine.
Thank you, Paul.
It's a 1955 Chevy pickup truck.
Yes, it is.
What did you do to it?
Did all the body work to it, painted it, cut the bed down 6 inches in the front, 9 inches in the back, and it was an 8-foot bed when I first got it. Did a lot of custom work to it. It's red oak for the boards inside. Cut them all myself. The cover for the back is a Propix cover out of Canada. It's all aluminum. It's one piece. It's a cover that concealed, and you can put your valuables in there and nobody can get into it. And it's electrically operated.
Now, when you say you did it, you actually did the labor yourself.
Did it all in a 2-car garage here at home.
Okay, tell me a little bit about what you've done with the interior.
Well, the interior is basically, I got leather seats in it. I did a lot of custom work, the console and around the back of the seats. It's all steel, 18-gauge steel, no fiberglass in it.
What did you do under the hood?
Well, it's a 355 engine Chevrolet, about 350 horsepower. Got a 600 Ellenbach carburetor on it, power steering, power brakes, fun to drive. Drives like a new vehicle.
All my viewers are going to want to know one thing. This is a trailer queen, or do you drive it?
I drive it. I drive it everywhere. I don't own a trailer. We drive it everywhere. We drove up here this morning. We got close to 6,000 miles on it now. It's been driven everywhere.
I can't believe it, but I know that it is a driver. Thanks for sharing it with me here today.
Thank you.
Now I'm here with Steve Tester. It's not too often that I have motorcycles on my show, but I'm delighted to have you here.
I appreciate it.
This is a 2007 Iron Horse Slammer.
It is. I found it down in Texas. We brought it up here. We did some work to it. We finished finishing the bike over. Iron Horse went out of business in '07, so the bike sat for that long. And we found it. We brought it up here. What's nice about the bike, it has air ride suspension in it. Has a digital dash, which is easy to read on the bike. Has a 300 rear tire, makes the bike perform nice. It's got a 111 cubic inch motor, 1800 cc's.
How fast can this thing go?
I'm sure it'll go about 120, easy, 120 miles an hour, no problem.
Now, I saw this at a car show, this bike, and what drew my attention to it really was the paint job. I mean, this is outstanding. Not only is it a beautiful paint job, but it's a hard thing to do.
Correct. Well, the name of the paint job is called an XTR series, which is a 4-stage paint job, which is all done in sequels. So it's not just one color, it's one color on top of another color on top of another color, which makes it unique.
And labor intensive.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it's a beautiful bike. Like I said before, it's one of the first bikes that's been on my show. Thanks for sharing it with me.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Now we're here with Jim Gallagher, one of my crew members, and every year he seems to come up with something different. What do you have for me today?
1941 Willys Pro Street.
Well, tell us a little bit more about it, like the paint on it. It's got a beautiful paint job on it.
It's vibrant red with ghost flames.
So Jim, tell me about the interior.
It's all leather, it's saddle interior, it's got an automatic on the floor, it's got a line lock on it. It's got full race gauges in it.
So what do we have under the hood?
You got a 351 Windsor stroked out to a 427. Runs on 112 Sunoco race fuel. $86 for 5 gallons. It's got zoomy headers, been chromed out a little bit.
And the wheels are beautiful too on this.
Yeah, American racing wheels.
Well, it's an outstanding car. I'm glad it's in the Circle of Champions.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much, Paul.
Now I'm here with Jim Nagel, a 1978 Volkswagen Transporter.
Yes.
Outstanding automobile. Tell me about it.
Thank you. I bought it about 3 years ago. It was in halfway decent condition. We restored all the interior, did the bodywork and paint, rebuilt the motor, and it's been great.
Tell me about the motor. What you do to it?
It's a 2.0. When I bought the van, it was carbureted, and we put it back to fuel injection.
Well, give us is this an official color? Did Volkswagen offer this back in 1978?
Volkswagen offered a white and orange, but it wasn't this white and orange. This is a Mazda white and Mack truck orange.
Wow, it's beautiful. Tell me what you did to the interior.
The interior, all we did was pull out the seats, tore all the upholstery and the padding up, and replaced all the padding and the upholstery and put it back in, other than and the carpet.
It's outstanding. Now, what I like about this, not only is it an outstanding Volkswagen bus, but you've got some cool memorabilia that goes along with this. Tell me a little bit about your little display.
Yes, we bought antique coolers from yard sale. We bought one from a yard sale, bought one from an antique store, and I had them painted the same colors of the bus. And then I found an antique ceramic lined water jug, and we painted that the same colors.
So it's a total package deal here.
Yep.
You know I love this vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for sharing it with me.
Thank you so much.
When we come back, we'll be taking a side trip to the Barnes Museum.
This episode of Cruisin' New England with Paul Manette is brought to you by McMulkin Corvette, where there is always 250 Corvettes to choose from.
Order a bunch of parts to get ready for the car show this weekend?
And I got a hot deal, too.
You think? Think again.
Oh, man.
Tired of back orders? You need NPD. With 4 strategically located superstores, most orders arrive within 1 to 3 business days. National Parts Depot has quality restoration parts for Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle, GTO, Firebird, Ford, and Chevy truck. For your free catalog, go online or call toll free.
Do you have a child with food allergies? Does your school need help managing food allergies? I'm Gina Minette-Lee, a nationally recognized food allergy author, educator, and consultant. I provide a common-sense, fact-based approach to managing food allergies at home and at school. For more information, visit foodallergyconsulting.com.
We're the Hill family, and we are Imperial Worldwide. We are the largest insulation supplier in Central Mass. We specialize in insulation, vinyl siding, seamless gutters, and closet-made shelving. And we are going to save you money. We're the Hills!
I'm Lieutenant Gary Scott. Green Mountain State has beautiful sights for all to enjoy. To protect our great state, Vermont will not tolerate drug driving. Drug recognition experts are being deployed statewide to keep our roads safe. If you get high and drive, you will be arrested for DUI.
Your special moments are something to remember. For weddings, portraits, and special events, contact Sparks Fly Photography.
Would you like more information about the Cruisin New England Car Show series? Go to our website at cruisinnewengland.com.
Celebrate the Big E's 100th anniversary, September 16th to October 2nd in West Springfield, Massachusetts.
We're back, and I'm here with Liz Kopech, and she has quite an event here today in Southington, Connecticut. Would tell us a little bit about what you're doing here.
We are sponsoring our first annual car show for Friends of the Barns, hoping to raise money to support the museum.
We have a special star here today when it comes to an automobile, don't we?
Yes, we do. We have the Pope Hartford, which was Bradley Barnes' original car from 1912, and it's sitting here right on the grounds. It's the first time it's made its trip back in 40 years.
So it's going to be quite a treat for everyone to see that car.
Yes, it is.
And there are other automobiles we're going to have a chance to see here too today.
Yes, there is.
And I understand you brought me something special from your collection today that we're going to see.
You're going to be thrilled because it's running a 1937 Ford.
So we got a lot to do here today. We're going to see some beautiful cars. I'm going to catch up with you later, and we're going to get started.
Sounds great.
Now we're here with Steve Percival. He brought a 1950 pickup truck. I saw it coming down the road, and I said to you, I got to have this on the show. Tell us a little bit of history.
So the truck belonged to my father. He owns a repair shop in New Britain, Connecticut, and his father owned it before him. So my father got this about 15 years ago, had it painted up, looked just like the truck his father had back in 1950.
So you're trying to bring back family memories with this truck.
Yeah, it's been a great vehicle, and certainly an attention getter with the paint job, and has the old phone number and everything on it.
So it is really all stock other than the colors.
Correct.
Right. What about under the hood?
It's got the 235 engine, and that's original engine.
So you had a lot of fun with this thing. It's kind of a family vehicle.
Yeah. Yep.
It's awesome. So Steve, what did this look like when you bought it?
So this actually was a California truck. It was a California farm truck, so it wasn't in bad shape, but we did a frame-off restoration, and you know, it's what you see today.
Well, it's a beautiful vehicle.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank you, Paul.
Now I'm here with Paul Nelson. You brought a 1931 Ford Model A with you here today. Give us a little background.
The car was redone in the late 80s. I picked it up about 5 years ago. They zeroed the odometer, so I don't know how many original miles. It had 615 miles on it when I picked it up. It's got over 4,600 on it now. I go to a lot of cruises and shows and ice cream runs.
It pretty much looks all stock. Has this ever been restored?
It was redone. The colors I don't believe are original for 31, but the interior is, mechanically it's been redone. It's a driver, it's not a pristine show car, it's got a lot of patina on it.
Well, the new trend now is patina.
Yes.
That's what car collectors are looking for. So thanks for sharing it with us here today.
Thank you.
Now I'm here with Ray Theriot, and he's brought an outstanding 1932 Lincoln. This is one beautiful automobile. Now, what made you go after a car like this?
I've always been a Ford fan, then I've evolved into a Lincoln fan. I've had a lot of Lincolns in the past. I always wanted this particular body style. They don't come available very often. When one came available for sale or trade, I made an offer with 3 cars I traded for it, and I never looked back.
Now tell us about the body style, because it's got a long name there, the KB.
It's a KB LeBaron convertible roadster. Now, Lincoln built KBs in 1932 and 33. The KB had a 145-inch wheelbase, and it had a 440 cubic inch V12 engine. They dropped that KB engine and designation in 1934, and after that they were just Ks.
Now we're looking at an automobile here that looks like it's been a ground-up restoration here. Now, has it been restored, or did you buy it as it is?
It was restored in 1983.
Costly. Now, this is a true example, folks, of what they call a classic automobile. It's a beauty. It's one of the best cars here today.
This car is the first of this body style built, and it went to the Chicago Auto Show in 1931 as Lincoln's entry into 1932.
And you got it right here.
Yep.
Thanks for sharing it with me today.
Thank you.
A lot more from the Barnes Museum on Cruisin' New England when we come back.
Still ahead on Cruisin' New England.
We're back, and now I'm here with Dan Freeman, and he's brought a 1922 Ford Model TT. TT, what's it mean?
It was the first year for the Model TT. It was just truck, Model T truck.
Now, did you restore this, or?
My dad bought it in '47. He drove it to high school for a couple of years, and then put it in the garage for about 40, 50 years, and then refurbished it. So we didn't have to do a lot of restoration to it because it sat in the garage. So
how do you keep a car for that long, Dan? I mean, that's like amazing, but I bet you're glad you did.
Oh, when I was a little kid, I used to get in it and play in it and couldn't wait to drive it.
Does this thing really work? How about the dump thing? Does it work?
Oh yeah, hand crank it up, it carries a ton of gravel right out of a quarry. It's designed to be a quarry truck.
So this thing is completely all stock.
Yep.
Right? And maybe a paint job along the way?
Just touched it up a little bit, not a real heavy paint job.
It might be one of the oldest cars here today.
Yeah, maybe.
Thanks for sharing it with us here.
Thank you.
Now we're here with Marisa Kondo. She is the curator of the Barnes Museum, and we're going to talk about the star of the show.
Oh, yes, and here she is.
Well, tell us about it.
Oh, she's a magnificent car. I am so pleased that she was able to come back home to its original residence. Thanks to Bradley Barnes and his initiative in having the Pope be preserved for eternity, as far as I'm concerned, being at AAA in offices in West Hartford. What a tribute to Colonel Pope and manufacture of these automobiles in Connecticut. It's phenomenal that it's been able to come back home today.
Well, it's a beautiful vehicle. We've highlighted the history of Barnes on our television show,
yes.
And for me, it's a great thrill actually to actually see the car in person.
Exactly.
So, Marie, I understand there's another Pope here today.
Yes, there is, and it's right over there.
Hey, I'm going to go have a look.
Great.
Now we're here with Terry and Joyce Chase. You brought a 1909 Pope Hartford with you. You are an expert, I understand, on these automobiles because you actually build them from the ground up.
Well, that's true, but expert's a pretty big word.
Well, you know, an expert is somebody who knows a little bit more than I do, so I know that you're an expert. Tell us about what you brought here with us today.
Well, it's a 1909 Model S Touring. It's a very original car. It came out of Connecticut, naturally. After spending many years down, I knew it was used as a school bus on Route 1 in the early teens. It was bought out of Connecticut, brought to California, became Bill Harrah's car. It was one of his favorite cars. And when Bill died, they held the auction, and it came back to Connecticut, and here it is.
Now, you restored this, though?
Yeah, well, some of this. I have other Popes that I have restored completely, yeah. But I did the mechanicals on this.
Why Popes? Why would you go after the Pope?
Because my dad wanted to own one.
Why? So now this has a father connection.
Well, my dad and my uncle had old cars, and so it was easy to fall in love with a Connecticut car, especially this one because it was almost belonged to my father.
So I understand you own more than one of these.
If you ask her, yes.
So you know what we're going to do? Right here in front of everybody, I'm going to ask you, I would like to feature you on an episode of Cruisin New England. What do you say?
Well, we could do it.
Let's go back to the vehicles itself. You drive these a lot. Okay, these are not trailered 100%. You take these all over the United States. Tell us about that.
Well, and the wrong thing to say today, but I don't care for car shows unless they're for a good purpose, which this is today. And I do the Klingberg home. But this car, next week, we will drive it approximately 500 to 600 miles on the New England Brass and Gas Tour. And we've been to Texas. We've been to Yellowstone and toured Yellowstone. And I have cars with 10, 12,000 miles of touring on them. Wow. So it's a full-time job keeping them up and running because you don't go to Napa for parts.
Well, let's equate this. 10 to 12,000 miles on a vehicle like this is 150,000 on a muscle car.
On this, it's like 200,000 miles.
I really appreciate you bringing these cars out because the history of the automobile, if we don't promote it, the young kids don't know anything about this. Yeah. So to have them out there and have the youth of America today get a look at these things is great. And I want to thank you and your wife for sharing it with me today.
Amen to that, boy.
You're a piece of rolling history.
I agree. So Liz, you promised me a surprise today, and what do you have for me?
I brought my 1937 Ford, and it's running, and I drove it here.
Well, let's take a look back at where this vehicle started.
Paul, this is a little restoration project we're working on.
Now, this wasn't supposed to be a restoration project. This was supposed to be ready for me to take for a ride today. So you got Joe here. Now, Joe, why isn't this ready?
I'm having a minor problem, an electrical one. I cannot seem to get spark to the spark plug. So we're dealing with the distributor. Going to put in new points, rebuild it, put it back on with a new coil, and hope that it all works.
I bet you've all heard this story before. So Joe, what did it take for you to finally get this car ready for me?
A little bit of luck, some research, broke my knuckles, but got the distributor right. Spark is good, running like a Swiss watch.
Liz, this was a great event. The Barnes Museum looks like it has a future in car shows. I had a great time here today, and I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Back to the Big E when we come back.
When you're visiting Vermont, never drive while distracted or impaired, and always remember to buckle up. That's the best way to ensure everyone gets home safely.
Make it McMulkin Chevrolet, New England's largest volume new Corvette dealership.
While cruising New England, check out McMulkin, where there's always 250 new Corvettes to choose from. And a large selection of rare vintage classics, like this 1967 427 Tri-Power Corvette, or this classic 1969 Z28 Camaro, to a 1962 340 horsepower Corvette. Check them out at McMulkin.net.
The Thompson Auto Group.
Imperial Worldwide insulation vinyl siding, copper and seamless aluminum gutters, closet-made shelving systems, and zero-clearance fireplaces. We strive to make the building process easy and fun. Check out Cruisin New England Productions' website. You'll see updated information about our fun car show series, including the Magical Mystery Cruise, the Circle of Champions, the Super Wheel Showdown, and the Spooktacular Cruisin' Classic. Also subscribe to Cruisin New England magazine. We feature some of the hottest rides in the Northeast, along with event listings and a whole lot more. Don't miss a single issue. And if you want more information about sponsorships, advertising, or personal appearances by Paul Manette, email us at cruisenewengland@aol.com.
Building Maintenance Services. We've been servicing the Northeast since 1990. We service and repair revolving doors, automatic and handicap doors. We can help you design an attractive, efficient entrance you can be proud of. Protect your investment and secure your property with yearly maintenance contracts and 24-hour service. Whether in office, medical, or commercial high-rise, We'll get the job done right for you. Building Maintenance Services.
Do you have a vintage car, boat, motorcycle, or airplane collection, along with some memorabilia? Would you like to be featured on our show? Email us at cruisenewengland@aol.com.
Now we're back at my Circle of Champions display at the Big E here in West Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm here with Frank Fasoli, got a 1951 F3 pickup truck. This is something that you had restored.
Yes, me and my brother bought it. My father used to have one like this here, so we wanted to get one for him, put his name on it, and we put it together for him. And it's a 1951 Ford Flathead 8, 4-speed transmission, F3, 1 ton, and we put it together for my father.
So it's kind of a tribute to him.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the color. Gray with the black, beautiful combination. Is this something that you would have seen back then?
Yes, this is the colors they had back then. So we tried to keep it all stock and original, and so forth like that there.
Let's talk about under the hood.
It's a Flathead 8 V8. It has about 85 horsepower. It's got a 4-speed transmission. It's just 2-wheel drive, but it's geared very low, It probably could pull a house, but, it's
pretty strong.
It's a strong truck. My father used to use one of these to pull his other trucks to start them.
It's an awesome all-stock Ford. Thanks for sharing it with me here today.
Thank you, Paul.
Now I'm here with Randy Price, the world's largest Hot Wheels truck we have here.
Well, it actually is. The original designer of the vehicle is Larry Wood, who's the head chief designer for Mattel for 40 years. And he was actually selling the vehicle, and I'm a good friend with him, and I ended up purchasing it for, I'm building a life-size pizza truck to go along with it.
So tell me a little bit about the truck.
Well, it's a 1938 Ford Koi truck. It's got a small block Chevy in it with an L48 transmission and a Dana 90 rear, all built on a P30 step van chassis.
Now, the reason why you went for this truck is because it's association with Hot Wheels.
Yeah, well, all my restaurants are Hot Wheel themed restaurants, and I've done a lot of national events for Mattel. And this car was just too fitting for what I want to do for my next venture.
Now, I know a gentleman actually that lives in the town that I live in that has 25,000 Hot Wheels. I understand you have a bit more of them.
Yeah, I'm sure close to probably almost 100,000.
It's unbelievable, unbelievable. Now, here is the Hot Wheel.
That's the actual vehicle that is there.
Now, can people actually go and buy these?
Yes, they'll be available. I mean, that's a limited edition one. That's a rare piece that was done for Leary's special dinner that they had out in one of the conventions.
Well, I'll be looking forward to seeing it because I want to buy one. Will you autograph it for me when I get it?
Absolutely.
Thanks for sharing it with me.
Great. Thanks again.
Now I'm here with Paul Menon. Paul, I consider you Mr. GTO on the Cruisin New England show scene.
Well, you gave me a new title.
Well, it certainly fits. Now, today, you're going to show me something different. A new car that you just finished restoring. Tell me about it. A 1965 GTO?
1965 GTO. Just finished it last week. Not sure it's really done yet, but it's close enough to get here. I've been 2 years in the process of building it, and it's the rare tri-power Ram Air setup 4-speed car. There's only 151 of those Ram Air pans in existence, and I got 3 of them.
Every time you're looking for something, you're always looking for that rarity, aren't you? Why?
Because rare is what separates you from the average person.
So what did you do with this car? I know it didn't look like this when you got it.
You would be shocked to see what this car looked like when I started it. You would have said, I'm nuts. I spent 2 years on it, did a frame off, and it's been a 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards type deal like most restorations. And hopefully I'll get it on the road in a month here to give it some real testing.
What you do under the hood with this?
Completely rebuilt. Everything's detailed. I got all the factory markings. I researched all the chalk marks and dots and codes, and typically me went crazy on it. And that's where it's going.
Paul, what's this bring you the total of Pontiacs that you have now in your collection?
This will be my 13th, and hopefully that's enough. Full-time job taking care of them.
I'll bet you it isn't the last one you're going to do, and I'll bet a lot on it. You willing to take me on a bet?
I'll take it.
You'll take it?
I'll take it.
Thanks for sharing it with me today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Wow, this has been a fun episode right here at the Big E in West Springfield, Massachusetts, and that visit to the Barnes Museum was awesome. I'm Paul Manette. Until next time, I'll be cruising New England.